Man, busy morning with craziness. That's all I gotta say, but that's fine. Crazy, crazy morning. All right. And I wanted to get on here before any more craziness hits the fan. So yeah, it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you see this. And thank you for coming in and joining me live or watching the replay. Um, God, my hair looks like shit today. Uh, hair looks like shit. I think I put some stuff on my lips. Didn't do that. Sort of did. There you go. That looks better. Anyways, anyways, through all that. Um, yeah, kind of intense, you know? Wouldn't you say? Kind of intense. And as I was saying yesterday about everybody behind the eight ball, definitely. A couple of things I'm gonna get out there and a couple things. Make sure you guys have all your printouts for all your stuff, like everything. It's amazing. Um, I started keeping stuff, online, and I had some paperwork, but the thing is, some of the paperwork I thought, oh, okay, I'll keep it online or keep it on backup or whatever. No, 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 no. And I kind of knew this, but anyways, so anything to do with your taxes and everything, make sure you have a backup. Make sure you have at least two numbers or so of for you to get into your CRA or Service Canada, just an FYI. Just in case you change telephone numbers like I did, and now we're having a heck of a time in getting into authenticate or getting Steve in there. And they couldn't authenticate him today. And I could have swore it was an AI. I could have swore it didn't sound human. It sounded very AI-ish, very like cut and dry. This is it. That's it. So I think, that again, here we're going to have a lot more unemployment, a lot more people getting laid off and the whole bit. So just allow yourself, cover your ass. I think that's where we're coming to. Is really starting to cover your ass in whatever you do. You're going to find that it's going to be testing you more and more within society and the information you have and authenticity of who you are. So making sure that you have the information that you need. It's amazing how within a year how things have changed in doing either filing your taxes and how they want everything connected to your CRA, like, and getting that connected. Good, bad, or indifferent. Convenient, fast, definitely. If it's not, it's a pain in the ass. So just making sure, and I think this is really, again, I'm looking at all my notes that I wrote about today. I got like testing your comfort. So yeah, testing our comfort zone. Yeah, making everybody frustrated and angry and roar. And it's like, okay, I can't control this. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to just breathe, and we're going to do it again. We're going to do it tomorrow, and then go from there. But that's with how things are moving. We have 7 planets in 2 signs, like just like, and they're between Neptune and Pluto. And this is like combustible, like very combustible. We have Neptune, where Neptune is very much, you know, I'm going to call it naval battles and sea battles and things out in sea and things, conflict, where Pluto is like, you got to really remember Pluto isn't, hunky dory, give me a hug kind of guy. And where he is in Aquarius, it's about groups, and he's going up to 1 degree this week. And plus, we're building onto a real unique full moon in Virgo, which is going to be opposite, of course, the sun, but also opposite with Saturn and with Neptune there. So there's this illumination of energy that's coming forth. That's getting to be a buildup. And yeah, frustrations could be running high. And even when it comes to groups, this is where it's like, you might think the group is great. And it might feel wonderful and awesome as I'm spitting here, sorry. Feel wonderful and awesome, but truthfully, you got to come back into your intuition and really rely on your intuition. Especially you got that moon in Cancer today. It's very comforting, and it is going to be moving over into Leo. So it is looking into your identification, how you identify, how you look, what is that need that you are looking for. And I'm looking at all the conflict, I'm looking at all the bullshit that's coming out, and I'm just like, this is the same thing that was coming up that I was warning people about years ago, but this is coming in a different form. And it comes into where it really triggers people and really is pulling at a lot of heartstrings. And this is where you really have to um, not take sides, and it's where people want to push things down your throat. And it's funny because I have some good friends and they're like, well, I agree to disagree. And I'm like, fine. But I said, it's on both sides. I'm like, whatever the conflict that you are looking at right now, it's on both sides. So if you're looking at the Middle East, it's on both sides. I mean, we can go back thousands and thousands of years about this conflict. It's there. And my other question is like, free them. Where are you going to free? And then what? Where are you going? Like, what do you like? It's just, and both sides are doing traumatic things to either side. But the thing is that you got to remember where Uranus is. Uranus is in Taurus at the same degree as Nazi Hitler, the same degrees of when things were being forced upon people and a belief. And he has done the same propaganda that's being presented to everybody in the world at this time. And people are falling into it. And it's amazing, but it seems different because it's like, oh, but this is horrendous. This is horrible. And it is the same thing. Only we're in 2024. We're not in Nazi Germany in 1940-41. This is where it's all accumulating. Good morning, Charlene. And this is where everything is rising. So we have this energy that is rising and it's causing frustration. It's causing overwhelmness. We're getting a lot of people behind the 8 ball, not feeling comfortable. And you got to find yourself comfortable in the sloppiness because it's sloppy out there and it's really uncomfortable. And coming into our core is, because we have the 2 outer planets, 2 outer signs, Aquarius and Pisces, and they deal with really outlandish areas, with spirituality, to where things are with groups and society and the connection with the groups and societies that you want to connect to. And this is where you have to really look at and be aware of and not be running onto the bandwagon, because that's where everybody's running. It's just like the BLM movement. I'm like, whatever. My daughter was out there with her ex-boyfriend and I'm just like, no. And she goes, well, I got a big, and I'm just like, no, I don't agree with it. I don't. I don't agree with with what they do, and I don't agree with what they have on their website because it was a Marxist manifesto. I said, that's Marxism. That's exactly what they are. And I said, you're going to find that they're not doing anything. They're just causing a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of chaos and allowing, and political parties allowing it to happen, to cause the chaos, to cause the frustration. Okay, you know what? This is bullshit. It's going to run its course. Same with what's going on here too. It's like there's restoring and not having to be watching where you are being triggered. And even today in calling, because we're on the phone to call into the government, anyways. And I could have sworn we got an AI. I know it was an AI. It was not a real person that we were talking to, just by the tone, just by the way the person was cut and dry, and that's it. Sorry, got to end the call. Click, and they ended it. Like, it was just, um, it was so hilarious. Very frustrating because you can't reason with something like that. There is no compassion, there's no understanding. It is either this way or the highway. And that's the energies that come in a lot of times with a lot of things and a lot of propaganda that's coming in, especially when you got Pluto in Aquarius. He's going to make it try and make you look like it's cut and dry. And not everything is cut and dry. Not everything is cut and dry, but that's what they're wanting you to see and wanting to look at. So this is going to weigh heavy, and we have this buildup. And anybody who took my peek into 2024, I told you the end of February, March, shit's going to hit. Shit's going to hit, and things are going to come in that the Sun and Saturn coming together. We're in we're in alignment with war from 1523 as well. Like, this is crazy shit energy, honestly. And this is a wake up, and you can't go around with your head up your ass thinking everything is ho hum, ho hum. It's not. It's not. We got supposedly a 23% tax coming in April 1st to all Canadians. Like, for what? So everybody's getting taxed out the yin yang, and people are feeling insecure, overwhelmed, unable to make, ends meet, or just barely making ends meet, or not having the same amount of money left over that they're used to. So there's less money to do the things that they want to do. This is a wake up. I've been saying it, but I mean, this is like shit. The water's boiling, man. The water's boiling, and you're the frog in the water with the boiling water. If you're not aware, if you're not paying attention, if you're overexpending, if you're overextending yourself right now with this energy, you're going to get fucked. If you haven't been putting money aside, if you have not been stockpiling, if you've been overspending in many areas of your life, and I could be, yeah, there's areas in my life that I have overextended as well, where I'm just like, holy shit, I got to really pull in. I got to really pull in and really just, you think, the excuse I hear is like, well, I do live beyond my means. I don't live beyond my means. And I'm like, wow, then you're going to have to pull in tighter. Because with the energies that are coming in, and especially where Uranus is, and then it's squaring over to Jupiter, which is going to inflate everything even larger than what it is. And that has to do a lot with our values and our desires. And with that Chiron there with the North Node, and we have the dispositor that's squaring Jupiter, and the dispositor of where Taurus is and Libra, because it's across to Libra's South Node, is Venus. So there's this disruption when it comes to our ego, our desires, our energy about going forward. And I need to have this thrust, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And that doesn't bother me because I can't see it. It's not in my realm at this time. That's not going to affect me. But you're going to find, where you think, everything's been kind of crazy, but yeah, that's over there. Those things are happening over there. When it starts really affecting you even more here in Canada, it's going to get even more crazier. When it comes to when I'm watching how they want to, like, houses being bought up like crazy here in Calgary. And all of these infills and fourplexes and fiveplexes are being built. It's just like, okay, who the fuck has this money to do all of this? Who's building these? Who's buying all of these? And then they're telling you that you have to be able to live in a smaller space. You have to just get used to it. Get used to living in a smaller space, because there's not going to be any room for us to grow or build any houses. So if you think, if you live in a house right now, just a regular bungalow house, you're blessed. You're very blessed, because that is going to be gone in less than 10 years. I'd say less. Yeah, I'm going to give it 10, but I'll say 5 years. That's going to be gone. If you are living in a bungalow house right now, that's you're very lucky, but it's going to be gone in less than 10 years, because they're going to squeeze you out. They're going to push it. And that's part of it too, because they want to change things. They want to push the people in. And this is a week that things start to get the push and into the end of the month. And the wake-up call is calling, and it's calling loud. So this is where it's like, narrow vision, this will fix it all. But you got to remain open. You got to remain open. You can't be choosing, oh, I am pro this, I am pro that. You're pro nothing. That's it, neutral. It's not, because it's all that pro stuff is all the same thing. It's the same rhetoric that they gave you in 2020, 21, 22. Same thing. And they want to get you all excited and all uptight and all this, and then put you in a little fog. And here it is. The energies are saying, don't go that way. Come into the soul, come into the soulfulness, come into that connection with your divine, with your God, with your goddess. That's where you have to be. So you're not getting triggered, because you're going to get feeling really weighted down with a lot of ego coming in. And that could happen where this is a huge trigger that we're coming into with people with psychosis, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia. The list goes on with mental disorders. Fast trigger energy that can really trigger people from 0 to 100, like that. And so this is like, whoa, I got to watch where my anger go. I got to watch where I direct myself, so I am not overinflating anything else that is out there. And so now I got to come in and take the responsibility for how I am feeling and the directions of where I want to put my energy, and bring them into a positive place, and bring them into a place where, okay, you know what? I need to either slow down, or I need to take a rest, sit on my meditation pillow, go have another cup of coffee, allow myself to go into a flow that is more in alignment with that of my divine, and following that while the rhetoric and all the craziness is happening, and really not getting into the arguments or getting into that craziness. It's a wild reckoning ball. That's what it is, a wild reckoning ball. And it's, there's a quest to understand, there's a quest to try and make it happen. And this is where you got to be, cautious, the optimist. This is where, especially when we have Mercury going into Pisces. I'm sorry. I know some people say, oh, I love it when Mercury goes into Pisces. No, I don't like when Mercury goes into Pisces. He's in fall position. Can't hear shit. It's all muffled. You're not going to get the full report until he's the fuck out of there. And he's coming up, and he's going to be going in with the sun and Saturn. That's why I've seen so many astrologers and psychics and that jumping ship. God bless them. I mean, no offense, but being baptized, being reborn, going into the church. Saturn and Pisces, that's what happens. You want the formation, you want the structure, you want, that's what happens. That's what with Saturn and Pisces. Pisces about spirituality, connection with God. Well, I can't find my connection. I can't find it. Let me go to church. They're going to tell me how to do it. So many people are going to be going up there, and they're going to be jumping ship even more. And you're going to be, you're going to be seeing it. One day somebody's telling you, hey, it's not going to be me. Hey, I'm not going back to the Catholic Church. I understand it all. Trust me, I know the shit that goes on in that church. I do. And I understand what goes on in the basement and the powers that the Catholic Church has, because they have more powers than what you fucking think they have. You think it's just some cute little pope up there? Sorry, honey. There are things and connections that church has I would not deal with, and I would not want to go up toe to toe with. Do you see why they haven't gone into any of the shit? They have shit. They have shit. Do you see why they're so involved with the deep state? Because they have fucking shit. Things that you would not even conceive or think about. and what they're in control of. And you can go to the weirdest, craziest shit, to the out there connections that are further beyond than what you think there is when it comes to connections with that of outer planet exploration and the connections they have. So, anyways, we're going to put that one over there. But this is it. It's coming into where spiritual, like being spiritual, right? Being open, allowing for that, finding that extra compassion, not only for yourself, but your fellow human being. This is where, where it's, you can get very emotional, swift ideas, swift information. Things change on the dime. You think that group was fabulous. You thought it was great. And then you're like, holy shit. This is why I don't join any groups right now. Like anything to do with politics or one group that says this is what we are doing and this is what I believe in. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want it. I don't want to be affiliated with a group or an association. There's a reason. Because they can switch on a dime. And there's other reasons. Just like I really don't like signing petitions. Why? They got all your information. Where does the information go? They got enough information on me. Me trying to do my fucking taxes today. And you have to be connected. If you're not connected, you can't get your taxes done properly. It's amazing. They're going to get you one way or another. But this is where it's like it's coming into this understanding. This is a quest to understand. This is a quest and a place where we have to have caution and optimism. And that's so important. All events, this is triggering what is going to happen. And Pluto at 1 degree in Aquarius is an activation, which is going to be happening up right before the full moon. And this is going to define crazy. And this full moon in Virgo is bigger. And there's a lot of ethical things that are going to be coming into play because that's what Virgo does. It brings in ethics. It's across from Pisces, right? Connection with the earth. And what is that connection? What are you a slave of to this earth? What have I been saying all this week? And I've been saying, what do you have on your altar? What are you putting on your altar? Because that's what you're a slave to. So if you're putting on your altar to create abundance or money and stuff like that, which we all do that. But is that what you're obsessing about? Is that the obsession? Watch where you're obsessing. I've been really, a lot of things I've been doing and going inward and is looking at, oh my God, okay. I got to surrender that. I can't be obsessing over that. I obsess over money like crazy and not having enough. I've done that all my life, right? And now it's saying, no, get it off your altar. What do you want to bring in? I want to bring in more compassion. I want to bring in more understanding. I want to bring in more love and harmony not within myself. Because I got to do it within me first before I can do it within anybody else. Then it allows for it to go out. All the events with that sun and Saturn, Neptune in Aquarius, and 3 energies, planets in or Pisces, and then 3 in Aquarius are all events triggering what is going to happen. And it's all going to be happening. And because with that conjunction that's going to be happening with that Mars and Saturn, not Mars and Saturn, God, no, not yet. Mars and Venus conjunction, because they've been going like 5, 6, and at 7 degrees, they fully conjunct, which will be next week. So watch any of the repressed energies that you've been holding on to. Devaluing ourselves, huge. How have you been devaluing yourself? This is where, when we have so much that's coming in, and with the Taurus energy that's squaring it, it's talking about our needs and our values and our desires. And what your values may be totally different than what you were raised with. Your belief systems may be different than you were raised with. And now you're coming into new values and new belief systems that are going to be changing, or those around you, you're going to be seeing. They don't align with you anymore. And with the ideas and the thoughts of things that you want to bring together. And that's going to cause conflict. So this is to stay, Your wallet and phone. I don't know what. Anyways, because we're coming into a place, especially with Aquarius and with Pisces, we're into the God realm. And you are going to ask God, okay? He's taking you on a trip. Let's think of this. God's taking you on a trip. We're going out. You're God. Whatever, who's ever God you want to be. I don't give a fuck. Your God's taking you on a trip. And then all of a sudden, this is where the wallet comes in. All of a sudden, you say, "Excuse me, Angel, who's ever driving? Angel, could you just turn around because I don't feel comfortable here? I want to go back and get my favorite purse or my blankie because it's just not comfortable for me." And they're going to look at you and say, "What the hell? I'm taking you into a place. I'm taking you into the God realm. I'm taking you into a place that's going to open you up spiritually and divinely and a connection that you've never felt before." But you're turning around because you're not feeling comfortable and looking for that quick fix or something exciting, I need this, I need this. So this is going very deep, deep into our souls and a deep activation into our souls of huge awakening. An awakening of getting us to really connect with that, because when we are connected, all of you who watch me, follow me, who've been, a part of my tribe for a long time, some of those who have left, some of those who've come who are new, you're all these beautiful earth angels that are being activated right now. And it is frustrating, overwhelming, and feeling like totally we're behind that 8 ball. We're behind, and we're trying to figure it all out and get on the right road. But that's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to take back and saying, "Okay, I'm behind the 8 ball. What do I need to do for myself right now? What do I need to do? Okay, I need to breathe. I need to make a cup of tea. I need to sit. I need to get some things done. All right. Oh, I'm getting some things done. Oh, it's not working out. Stop. Just stop doing it, and pick it up tomorrow. Pick it up the next day, because if you're getting frustrated, overwhelmed in doing something, stop. Got to let it go. Stop trying to control it. It's not worth the control. If you're trying to control it, let it go and let God. That's where we're at. So a few things I'm going to be pressing on this for the next while. Get all your stuff printed out on paper. Whatever it is, your bank accounts, your income tax, anything to do with your taxes, get it in paper form. If it gets sent to you or whatever, print it out. All right? Don't just save it on the computer. Get it in paper form. All right? So you have it. Make sure everything is in written form. If you are needing anything from people or something like that, make sure it comes into you in written form and respond to them in written form, and then you can print it out. Okay, emails or whatever. I keep on getting a message that is extremely important right now for all of us to start doing that. And don't say, yeah, that's a good idea, and then don't do it, because it's going to turn around and hit you in the ass somewhere, right? Begin, if you haven't already, begin to do your stock up. Begin to do your stock up. Because whatever's going to be hitting and whatever's going to be starting to activate, especially with this Sun and Saturn in Pisces, it is going to hit, and it has to do with water. So make sure your gas tank's filled, oil change is done, make sure everything is up to par. All right. And making and what else? Yeah, it's the water thing, because with Pisces, and looking at when we go into where, especially where Neptune, where Uranus is right now, and it's hitting all the marks of the propaganda of Hitler. And so really be aware of what's happening. Be aware. Think of the words that are being used right now. And the words are power, right? So naming something has power. When something doesn't have a name, it's a power of within its own self. Interesting. Right? And I was just reading something about that too. So how names have power, and how naming things is changing. So how that changes gives power. But the only way it can have power is how you put your energy to that, what is named. If you have a negative feeling to what it is that is named, doesn't matter. It could be hippopotamus. You don't like the name, and you don't say, I don't want it to be called a hippopotamus. I want it to be called Potus. I'm going to call it Pippity Pop, not hippopotamus, whatever, And you're taking that energy towards that. Think of what that energy does towards you. So be wary of where you're placing your energy at this time too, because it can really backfire on you very easily and it can be extremely overwhelming. So, and we don't want that either. Oh my goodness gracious. I just, yeah, there's a lot that I feel being activated for us all. And I think this is, this activation is opening us in new ways. So let's pull some cards. See if I missed out on anything. There we go. North Node portal, conjunction, Chiron. Dive deep, inner shadow, facing, dealing with emotions. Yep. Seeing what is blocking us. Yep. Freedom! Yeah. Okay. Oh, and drinking lots of water. That's the other thing that comes in. So a lot of things to do with water. Let's pull some cards. Oh, the Emperor. Well, the Emperor is coming in. So the Emperor is self-made. He's going to go and he's going to create the world that he wants to create. He wants to provide. He's smart. He's intelligent. He knows what he wants. He sits on something that's strong and sturdy. It's not cozy. He's sitting, he's uncomfortable because in order for him to get to where he wanted to get, he had to be uncomfortable. So the Emperor, how can I take the initiative in order to manifest my goals? So what is it? What is the strategizing? What is the plan? So it's looking at, because there's chaos there. So we can begin to create order out of chaos. We can create that. So there's a lot of chaos going on, but we really have to look at what is it that our true desires are? What is it that we're coming into our values, our desires? And I'm bringing it to us personally, because that's important. Because it's like we might be finding our intuition being really, really blocked. We feel our emotions are all over the place. So we really have to come into something that is grounding and concrete so that we are able to really come into our feelings and allow for things to balance within ourselves. And within that balance, spirituality might be feeling a little bit unhinged, where it's like, I don't trust in God. I don't trust in the universe. I don't trust in all of this. And you're feeling totally unhinged by it all because it's really, really overfelt. It's too much, or it's too restrictive. So it's like trying to create something out of the chaos, trying to create something out of things that don't seem normal, and you're feeling very restricted. But it's a wonderful time for you to stand in your own 2 feet and your self-confidence and see, where is it that I do want to go? What direction do I really want to feel into? Even when it is crazy and disruptive. So, it is a need to revolt. It is a need to stand up to the status quo. It is need to allow for you to be the individual that you want to be and not be afraid, because a lot of people are going to tell you, this isn't right. This is not what you should be doing. But it's saying to you that this is right. It's a need for you to break away from the limitations or the norms. So look at what the limitations and look at what everybody's saying that you should believe in and you should do. And it's saying, no, you got to, out of that chaos, you're going to have to create something new. But it might feel a little bit too much. But you got two major arcanas here, two major arcanas. And both of them are, they're sitting on stuff that ain't cushy. So, it's not going to be a easy ride. It's going to be a hard ass ride. It's not going to be a cushy ride because you're starting to come into the crazy. You're starting to come into the things that you thought were normal are not normal. And it's coming into the abnormalities of everything. So, yeah. Fun times, everybody. Fun times. So, grab hold. Let's go. Let's board the spaceship. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a blessed one, everyone. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, and all that you do. And we'll talk to you soon. See you guys.